This does not deal with the regulatory problem.
100%.
It does not deal with the scams and the frauds, and it does not deal with the compliance issue writ large, although it might solve some of the compliance questions.
We're making slow progress on regulatory, right? You had the SEC come out and said, okay, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, these aren't really securities. They're utility tokens. So that
they got grandfathered.
But that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so it allows someone like Fidelity to say, hey, we can start where we know there's regulatory certainty. And so I think over time you're going to get more and more regulatory certainty. It's not there completely 100%. Most firms, ours included, are operating under the rules that we would use if they were currencies or equity securities, right? Know your customer, anti-money laundering. Same type process that we'd use when I was at Fortress or at Goldman Sachs.
You've been right and you've been wrong on this custody issue. Right being, one was required before institutions en masse would take an interest in this asset class. We have yet to see that, but there are signs that you're right. Wrong on the timing. You thought we would see the institutional uptick already.
So one thing I've learned in this process is everything takes a little longer than you hope it does, right? The whole crypto ecosystem is still like a fourth grader, and we all want it to be a high school graduate tomorrow and then a PhD the next day. And this stuff just takes longer. It takes longer going through internal committees. It takes longer testing, because again, the idea that it's a bear instrument has to kind of resonate. Like if you lose it, you're screwed. And
some people have been.
And so people really, if you're going to put your reputation of 78 years of Fidelity on the line, you better be darn sure that your process works. And so, they've been working on this for 4 odd years. And so it's really exciting that they're joining. We're going to be one of their first clients, so that's exciting for us.
Bitcoin, just to use it as a crypto proxy, is at $6,400, give or take, right now. If this wave of institutional buying comes, where's it going to be 6 months from now?
Listen, I think you've got to take out 6,800 first, and if that happens...
As a technical level?
As a technical level, and if that happens, you'll see people get excited and kind of front-run the institutions coming in. 10,000's a big level, and I don't see us breaking 10,000 by the end of the year, but I think Q1, Q2, if the institution starts coming in, you'll put in new highs.
You trade crypto. People need to know this, right? You go long, you go short.
I go long, I go short.
How do you feel about it right now?
You know what? We're long. We're long. Bitcoin is held really well above 6,200. It gets you scared. There seems to be support there. What's interesting is, in the last 6 months, people have divided the world, kind of Bitcoin and everything else. And Bitcoin seems to have now been vested with store of value.